This spring, I was transferred to a new elementary school, although I don't actually have a teaching license. But let's talk about my hobbies instead of that. There are two, and one of them is observing fear and suffering. Seeing it warp children's faces is glorious. Even just thinking about it sets me off. The second is collecting strange books, and up until now, I've gathered quite the collection. My first day on the job, I put committee leader Taguchi-kun in charge of writing the class journal, and I hid a certain notebook deep in the shelf at the rear of the room. This book was somewhat special, a wonderful and convenient item that, when placed in a room with a certain number of people, would record their immediate futures on its pages. It was located at my previous job, but because nobody was aware of it, I took it without permission. As expected, Taguchi-kun found the book and started using it as the class journal. At first, he seemed to treat the notebook's predictions with some amusement. At first, I thought it was a failure because not much happened. However, when I think back on it now, the look of confusion on his face was amazing. Well, I must admit, I didn't expect him to regain his composure so quickly, but his reaction to the notebook's prediction at the beginning of the next week was truly something. I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. So then, who did? I mean, it wasn't like anyone was in the wrong. What was written in the book was an inescapable future. No matter what Taguchi-kun did, Hoshino-san would die. But Taguchi-kun didn't know that. I can't thank him enough for the suffering he continued to feel over that guilt. I'll be able to use that for the next 2 or 3 years. Let's go back again to the start of the second semester. A student by the name of Ichihara-san transferred to our class. Taking advantage of this excellent opportunity, I left a desk in the school shed. This desk was something interesting, just like the notebook, and the lost items of those around it would appear inside. Although, sadly, not one's own lost items, so, you know. I gave this desk to her simply because they were a good match. But my, how right I was. I wondered if something might happen the day Hoshino-san died, and so I waited out in the hall, and Ichihara-san came running out, screaming about eyes in the desk. It took all I had not to laugh right then and there. I looked in the desk as she ran off, and just like she said, there were 2 eyeballs inside. I put them in my pocket, and then took the desk home with me as well. I snickered as I thought about Ichihara-san on the way home. She had no doubt realized who those eyes belonged to. Regardless of whether they got along or not, she interacted normally with the lost items of her classmates. She would put all of them in the lost and found, meaning that she had a conscience. She would no doubt show me some lovely regret. A smile naturally formed on my face as I thought about it. January 15th. Usually the time the winter holidays ended and the 3rd semester began. I left my job at that school. I had no idea they'd find the body. I'm glad I destroyed the face, just in case, but I really should have done a better job burying it. Ah well, thanks to him I was able to transfer, so maybe it wasn't that bad. With that on my mind, I opened the car door. It was decided. Time for a leisurely day off drive. Thanks to my preparations the day before, everything went smoothly. This was Hoshino-san's house, the student who, through a stroke of bad luck, passed away. But the fact it looked in such terrible shape only a month later, did they hate her? I smiled as I looked in the back seat. Hoshino-san's eyes were rather moist. Was she really that happy to come home? Oh yeah, I should show her around inside. But I should clean up a little first. It was dangerous, after all. "10 or 20 minutes later. After cleaning up a little, I returned to the car and saw signs that somebody had been there. Crap. Somebody might have seen Hoshino-san's eyeballs. If so, then I couldn't hang around here any longer. It was unfortunate that her homecoming would be cut short so suddenly, but there would no doubt be another chance. Until then, I'd take good care of the eyeballs in the shed. The dark shed, where you couldn't even see the stars. Well then, which school shall I start work in next?